Cody lost in front of his mother, in front of his wife, in front of his child, in front of all of his family, and all the fans in Vegas. He lost. A year-plus title reign down the goddamn drain thanks to Travis fucking Scott and John Cena's ball spot and John Cena calling spots so goddamn loud that the International Space Station said, "John, oi, shut up." But at least he got number 17. All they'll remember is the finish, but boy, the beginning was certainly something to remember. Let's talk about all of it, shall we? But Cody lost. Ha ha! Your hero lost. He lost. I won, but at what cost? I'm John Renton with my review of WWE WrestleMania 41 Night 2. Once again from Elysian Stadium. They had about 60,000 people. Well, they said 63,226. Whatever. Joe Tessitore should have been calling the action here because the commentary was especially bad. Michael Cole is really rotten. Vince McMahon didn't scream enough at him. And Pat McAfee, I don't know if he's high, drunk, or just thinks that he's invincible. Poor Wade Barrett was trying his best to carry that. Vic Joseph and Corey Graves called the best goddamn, show bell to bell as far as, wrestling commentary goes. Who is Ava Max? I have a question. Do you know who I know she's a singer, but what has she done? What songs has she done? Post them in the comments. Direct me where I should, find her music, or where I can find her music. So, Michael Cole having to say when they show Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Rey Mysterio are ready to compete for the Intercontinental Championship tonight. Good job, Michael Cole, you fucking idiot. I'm going to continue to dump on Michael Cole until he leaves, until he stops doing commentary. You fucking goddamn stupid bastard. I want to say right now, I really did enjoy the first half of this show. The first half actually felt like a real WrestleMania. They got to go back to a night one. I know they won't because they're making way more money. But until they can layer this card with stuff that actually means something, So, night one recaps right into night two. Hey, Stephanie McMahon's out there. Remember when Stephanie McMahon compared the steroid trials that her dad and family went through to the September 11th attacks? I do. I'm not going to forget. And everybody should poke and prod that stupid fake-titted broad until she cries. And maybe, I don't know, show some emotion that she doesn't fucking have because she's just like her dad, except without, I'm just going to leave that one alone right there. So, WWE is a family. Probably the Manson family. Why don't you all be like the goddamn Jim Jones family? So, I know it sounds like I'm being really goddamn mean. I don't really give a shit at this point because there were positives to this whole weekend. There are positives as far as WWE, New Japan, not many, and AEW. There are positives as far as wrestling goes, but I'm saying right now, after Raw tomorrow, I'm cutting back on the weekly WWE stuff that I do. I just can't take it anymore. I gotta take a bit of a break, whether it's a couple weeks, whether it's a couple months. So, Io comes out first. When the champ comes out first, I get worried, though Tiffany came out first last night and won. And Bianca got a lot of boos, but you know what? She's going to turn that around on everybody and she's going to shove it right in your face. That's not a euphemism. Bianca can make this work. I don't know why all those people were doing double Dutch there, but it's fine. So, there was a Minute Maid section because we need to get that sweet ad dollar. There was a Minute Maid section with everybody going nuts for Minute Maid. I've had Minute Maid in the past. It's not that good. Rhea Ripley gets a monster pop and has a great mask and looks great. And Rhea, Io, and Bianca looking as only they can look and going balls to the wall crazy with this. I mean, they made every move count. They made the spots count. They sold it. And this is exactly what WrestleMania should be. Also, this is how a three-way should be. 15 minutes, not 30 goddamn minutes where you do everything and then some because you have no ability to just have some restraint. If you can't guess what three-way I'm talking about, it was the one at Dynasty. Even though I liked some of it. It was paced well. There was a Tower of Doom fall. We're going to play the Doom song. Doom, 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 doom. Riptide for 2. Io reversed the super Riptide. We got the knees up after an over-the-moonsault, which looked deadly, and that was right into a KOD. That was a beautiful sequence. That was phenomenal shit. And 1, 2, boo, yay, boo, yay, boo, yay between Rhea and Bianca, and Io got ping-ponged around. You can always count on a small Japanese woman to allow herself to be thrown around. I do not speak from experience, and if I did, I couldn't talk about that until impending cases are settled. So, Io got reverse Alabama slam right into the goddamn post. That looked pretty deadly. KOD to Rhea kind of got stuck. We got some back and forth here, and then we did get a KOD, and Bianca had Rhea folded up, and then moonsault, boom, right to Bianca. 1, 2, 3, big pop. Io retains. Bianca's winning streak at Mania is over, so that's kind of something. I'm a bit surprised Rhea didn't take the pin, but maybe they're going to move Bianca to the feud with Jade. So, okay, hell of a goddamn opener. Flavor Flav's in the front row. I didn't know he was still alive. So it's more like Drew Doomintire. Probably should have, workshopped that. And then the guy that plays for Slayer, whatever the hell, Kerry King, I don't know his name. They said something King. You don't have the mic, you don't have the mic, is what they were shouting. And boy, that amp was turned up way too high, and that was very loud and very off-key. But, and I don't mind Slayer's music, but hey, Priest got played to the ring. Drew and Priest in a Sin City Street Fight, sponsored by Doom, The Dark Ages. Why are we doing another Doom game? Well, never mind, it's alright. This was a downgrade from the previous match, but then again, everything was going to be a downgrade from the previous match. Not because those women did everything, but because they set the bar so high. These two did some good stuff, and yes, it's, tying back to stuff that happened at WrestleMania 40 with the cash-in by Priest, and then the elimination at the Rumble and the skirmishes that they've had since. What really killed this WrestleMania as far as momentum was having the extra 2 weeks. Had they had it, even at the end of March, it would have been a lot better. It really would have been. So, we got steps tossed to, at Drew, step usage, we got some tables being pulled out. 2 tables were set up. Drew did a dive to a pop. Chair shot to the head, a throw to the head, and thankfully Drew was able to avoid getting brain damage. And then a choke slam while Priest had a horse-collared chair on his neck. And then we got chair shots, and it is what it is. A razor's edge through a table. And then Pat tried to quote Scott Hall. Scott Hall should have rose from the dead and drug him down with him, because at least Pat could have been feasted on by worms. Then the worms would have spat his corpse back out. So we get some more action with the steps. Priest went through a couple tables, and then we got a chair claymore, 1, 2, 3. It sounds like I'm really down this match, and I wasn't. They didn't break out thumbtacks and stuff like that, so I'm thankful for that, but it was what it was. Hey, remember that Tony Hinchcliffe guy? He got booed. He's not funny. I have actually tried to listen to his comedy, and he's not funny. So, Penta got a big pop. And Steiner got a good pop. Balor came out to indifference because at this point, Balor doesn't really mean anything. Dominic, after getting horrendously booed a couple years ago at WrestleMania in LA, was honestly the most over one here. Like, they wanted to say, they love Steiner, they like Penta, maybe even love Penta, they appreciate Balor's ability, but they wanted Dominic to win. It's a 4-way Intercontinental Championship match with all the 4 participants that I mentioned. Finn got his arm snapped at one point, sponsored by Dude Wipes, because we can take this match seriously when there's Dude Wipes on the goddamn LED screen. Steiner just shows up big time, launched himself at Penta, was throwing people around. He's just a fucking natural. Just to think that he basically signed with the company, 4 years prior? Because he debuted for NXT 2.0 about 6-7 months after he signed. Just a freak of an athlete. Spear through the announcer's table, so Carlito is dead. Felt that stabbing pain just like his dad gave to Bruiser Brody. Well, had Jose Gonzalez give to Bruiser Brody. So then we got, some more spear action. We got a 619 to Steiner. Balor crushed Dominic. Balor hit the stomp. And then frog splash by Dominic right on Balor. 1, 2, 3, and hey, there you go. You know what? Dominic won it. He needed to win it. I ain't going to complain here. I'm not saying Dominic's my favorite wrestler, but I have no issues with him winning this. Trust me, I have a lot of issues with the back half of this card. So, new tag team, new Intercontinental Champion. Colby Covington needs to be humiliated again for being a red-pilled MMA asshole, and he ain't good enough to have the ego that he has, because he has gotten rocked recently, and needs to get rocked again. Get further brain damage. Quite frankly, anybody that supports that idiot has brain damage. So, Orton's gear is a flashback to his debut on the main roster in 2002. Who is his opponent? Is it Rusev? Is it Aleister Black? Is it Matt Cardona? Is it the popcorn vendor? Nope. If you say his name, he appears. It is Joe Hendry, the TNA champion. And you know what? I'm sure it was a thrill for Joe. Didn't last long. He hit a couple moves, and then he did the pose, and then he got hit with the RKO, and it was a perfect shot. 1, 2, 3. And then a handshake with Orton, and he was holding up his hand, and then he hit another RKO, because of course he did. They're going to buy TNA soon, aren't they? They already bought AAA. Watch TKO or Endeavor or whoever the fucking entity is that has it. Watch them tell Bushiroad they'll buy New Japan. Monopoly. So, yeah, good for Hendry, though. It's that crowd right there is probably bigger than all the crowds combined that TNA will end up drawing, especially for their upcoming Slammiversary card. They ain't gonna even get a fraction of this. So, Money in the Bank in LA at the Inuit Dome, June 7th. Michael Cole says that people are jealous of Logan Paul. Oh yeah, I'm jealous of somebody that wants to film a dead body in a Japanese forest and does crypto scams, and was allowed to reproduce. So his wife is just as dumb as he is, by the way, because if you're a dumb enough broad to procreate with him, then, yeah, you get what's coming to you. That kid is screwed, by the way. That kid is going to grow up to be one of the biggest assholes. So, Styles and Logan Paul had a match that I didn't give a fuck about. The bloom is off the rose as far as Logan Paul goes. I'm sorry. I just don't care about Logan Paul anymore. Even though I have appreciated what he has done, rehearsed or not, he does take a lot of crazy bumps. Didn't do a lot of them here. I mean, he did a couple things, but this experiment has just, it's gone really, really sour. One of his other idiots showed up a little bit later. I did find it funny that Pat was talking about, people don't appreciate what Logan Paul does and everything. And Pat needs to probably check himself because he's had a lot of questionable, idiotic guests on his show. And better hope that those contracts that he has carry him for a while, because he's one scandal away from losing everything, and I will kind of fucking laugh if it does happen. So, this one idiot, I want to say every associate of Logan Paul's, they deserve to watch everybody they love just drop right in front of them. So whoever this Jeff guy is, I really, really hope that the worst happens to him. I mean, if you're going to associate with somebody like that, you lay with a dog, you're going to get fleas. So, AJ Styles sees carrying Cross. Cross hands him the brass knucks and tells him to hit Logan. The referee, by the way, referee Jess, is watching all of this. And then, Styles loses. So Styles might as well just retire right now. So, Liv is in high-end S&M club gear. I don't know why. Somebody said it's a reference to a singer named Olivia something or other. I'm not familiar with a lot of pop culture music. So, Liv looked great. Raquel stood there like just a sack of sand. I don't think sack of sands actually stand. But who took out Bayley? It was whoever replaced her, because it was Becky. Lyra looked great, by the way. Becky gets a good pop. I don't know, unless Bayley's contract is up soon, and she's going to leave, and they took her off this card as punishment, or whatever. I don't really entirely get it. I think it was kind of muted. Like Becky ended up pinning Liv with one single manhandle slam. This didn't do anything for Lyra. I know it's going to eventually build to Becky and Lyra having a match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, or Liv is going to win the championship from Lyra at some point, and that's going to maybe build to Becky and Lyra having a series of matches after they lose the tag titles for Lyra to eventually win it back. I love Becky, and I'm glad she's back, and I hope she's happy. And I wish nothing but the best for her. I think this is her last run. I think she goes till next year's WrestleMania, and that's it. Because she has a kid, she's done everything she needs to do, and, I'm not being ageist here, but if I'm going to say guys are approaching 40 and they're getting to where they're near the end of the road, I think she's near the end of the road. She can still make appearances after she retires full-time if she wants to, but I just felt that this was really flat. I just did. WWE Unreal, where we go into the writer's room. That sounds like a recipe for disaster. There should not be nearly as many writers in WWE as there are. People should be employed. They shouldn't be allowed to write wrestling when they have no business doing it. Recaps of tonight's card to fill time. Stone Cold shows up in an ATV, and he runs into a barrier, and a lady takes a goddamn fall, very delayed. And I hope she's alright. Apparently, during that whole thing, Carlito ended up tossing something at her inadvertently. I don't know. Nick Khan was checking on this person afterwards. Stone Cold hit that barrier like it was one of his ex-wives. So, the grand total of two-day attendance is 124,693. I'm going 118, but whatever. Beer Bash, changed the mat. Yeah, Nick Khan's there how much money do I need to give you guys so you won't sue us? Unless that was a plant, I don't really know. I don't think that would be a plant. Unless, the lady's just looking for a quick payday. I don't know. Now, Austin was stupid to run into the barricade. But nevertheless. So, John Cena's last Mania entrance. Long walk. The last time is now. Cody has a cool mask, some dirt bike racers. Kerry Von Erich got his foot cut in spokes again. And Cody and Cena proceed to have one of the worst Mania main events I have ever seen. Cena cannot go anymore. Had to rely on smoke and mirrors. Ironic, because Cody was his opponent. And I get it. And I'm not against Cody winning number 17. I'm thrilled about it because I didn't want to see Cody retain. But this whole convoluted thing of The Rock being involved, and especially Travis Scott. Travis Scott should have been the sole victim at Astro World. And I don't care if that sounds harsh. He's not talented. He can't do anything right. I don't care if people like his music. You can like his music all you want. That motherfucker was undeserving of being in that spot. He ruined this goddamn thing like he ruined the goddamn Cena heel turn from being one of the greatest of all time. It's still a big moment, but be honest, does that not feel like a lifetime ago? So, Wade did say at one point, you simply need to beat yourself. Wade, please, there are children in the audience. This was rough. Cena goes slow. Yes, he needed to go slow. I didn't expect him to be doing Hurricanranas and going as fast as 1997 Rey Mysterio, but still. Cena called his spots so goddamn loud. God damn it. Anyway, loud boos for Cody. Super loud boos. We got a super AA for 2. Cody cut it for 2. A third AA. The STF. The Cole called the STFU. I wish he would STFU. A ref bump. Exposed buckle shots. And then a fourth AA. And then Travis Scott proceeds to walk down forever. They could have had another match start and finish in the amount of time it took this little spindly motherfucker to get down there. So whoever Travis Scott's parents are, I hope you are miserable. I hope you get the worst case of goddamn whatever as punishment for producing whatever the fuck Travis Scott is. This goddamn abortion in a little suit or stupid clothes or whatever the fuck. In fact, if he wasn't a suit, he probably would look like a live abortion. So anyway, Cody just has to lay there while this idiot comes down there. That's assuming he knows who his parents actually are, by the way. I would have, just had him be a door drop baby. Or a goddamn orphanage could have taken care of him and then punted him into the ocean. So anyway, then we get a crossroads to Travis, who took it horribly. And there was so much daylight, you could have had a sunrise and sunset in between Cody's arm and Travis Scott's head. So then we get a belt tug of war, but then Cena begs off. While the referee, by the way, was pulled out by Travis Scott. And then we get a low blow, and Cena hits Cody with the title of the head. 1, 2, 3, and then he celebrates with Travis Scott. Like Travis Scott deserves any bit of this shit. I mean, I don't mind heel Cena. He wants to not be back for a bit, and they want to either have an interim champion. Watch him do that. Watch him, Cody, become the interim champion. And then they have to do a unification at SummerSlam, and then Cena has a redemption angle at the end. Watch him do that. Watch him do that. I hate it. I'm going to hate if I get this right. But I'm sorry. Good on Cena for winning number 17. I'm happy to see Cody lose, because he did need to lose. But just, yeah, people that want to see Cody lose, we won, but at what fucking cost? See you after tomorrow, and even if you may not even see a Raw After Mania review, I don't know. I'm still up in the air about it. That being said, there were great moments on both these shows. But oh boy, what a flat finish. Agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter, Letterboxd, Blue Sky handles in the description. I'm John Rickland. I'll see you soon.